So let us summarize what we've learned so far and discuss what is it that allows societies to rise and fall. We'll look at three phases: the rise, the decline, and the collapse. When I mean decline, I don't mean like things are getting worse. I mean things aren't improving. Rise is when things get better. Decline is when things are stagnant or getting slightly worse. Collapse is when society is about to fall apart. If you look at these three particular phases of society, there are different characteristics. When society rises, it is first and foremost open. Open just means that you have opportunities for social mobility in the society. That's the first great characteristic of a society on the rise. It's openness. But when you reach a decline phase, bureaucratic. Why? Because if we go back to this model, as the company loses more and more money, then in the collapse phase, society becomes authoritarian. But when you hit the decline phase, now there's deception. When you reach the collapse phase, it is survival. Screw you. This is a map that shows us what happens when society rises, declines, and collapses. Now, what's really interesting about this is if you actually look at societies, the timeline, it goes like this. There's a steep rise, the decline is slow, and the collapse is sudden. It's a perfect storm. And that's what leads to the collapse, because society is not prepared for this. Because when you hit the authoritarian phase, you're not allowed to criticize the system anymore. The problem are those who speak out. The problem is those who point out the problems of society. In the rise phase, those who criticize society are the heroes. They are appreciated. Society cannot be prepared for any external threats, which leads to its collapse. The first thing that's going to happen in the Western world is decline of democracy and freedom. Remember, in the rise phase, society is democratic and open and meritocratic. But as you move on, it becomes more bureaucratic and ultimately authoritarian. You will see the United States, Europe become much more authoritarian. You will see a collapse of democracy and freedom in these nations. And already we're seeing this happen in the United States, where Trump is using more and more military to resolve issues. So as people have less and less right to speak up, they feel less invested in the system. Okay? Europe and America will see less freedom and democracy.